So Billy Billions had just got 39 years recently. He's been accused in an article today of threatening the judge. It come out in this article, a Yob has been jailed after briefing a drive-by gunman to shoot a finance student and aimed a threat at the judge on Instagram. So he put out a massive statement basically saying there was a lot of corruption in this case and they won't get away with it. I covered that on the full breakdown of this case. They say Bailey McKenzie, who was convicted of conspiracy to murder and possession of a firearm with intent to endanger life, has been sentenced to 33 years in jail. I'm not sure where the 39 number's coming from. Maybe it's to do with the other convictions he's had that go along with this. But it said sentencing Billy Billions, a drill rapper. The judge was made aware of a threat the Yob somehow was able to post to social media. He had named the judge and the prosecutor, complaining his trial was unfair, telling the pair this ain't over. However, the judge branded the content self-obsessed, self-pitying and self-serving rubbish. There's been a few different tracks that he's managed to release. I'm not sure when they was recorded or how they was put out, but it seems like the system deemed these as threats because he's saying it's not over. I think he's talking about appealing it or getting justice in the future, but the courts are really not happy with him putting this stuff out. The judge was addressing him directly.
And I ain't got a clue, killed my man, but it feels like the prosecution killed me. There's some shit that I should have foreseen. They play my music in court and it made my heart bleed. Had me in the dock for over 12 weeks, struggling to pay my daughter's school fees. But I ain't gonna cry over spilled milk. Hung jury retrial, that's a bitter pill.
They say in the article, although the 28-year-old was not in the car, he played a key role in plotting an attack in Hackney, East London on December 14, 2020. He blamed the police for framing him upon his conviction and argued he had a racist jury. But sitting at the Old Bailey, the judge said, "Depressing as it is, it comes as no surprise to me that you're able to post that. Why you did it is so beyond me. I am named, so obviously you intended for me to see it. It informs me that your attitude and the level of danger you pose to the public. In my judgment, you're a dangerous offender." It says in here, no digital forensic technology linked McKenzie to the shooting which saw 5 innocent people hurt during a drive-by shooting. They were all entirely responsible young men who had nothing to do with gangs. But this appalling incident did not happen out of the blue. It was more than one episode of gang back and forths in the streets of North London. It's been raging for a long time. He told Billy Billions, "You're obviously highly intelligent with a quick mind and eye for detail, as clever criminals do. You wove truth and lies together with skill." They say that the rapper had previous convictions for weapons and affray and is currently in prison for 13 years. That must be where the combination with this 33 is coming from. They say he made an Instagram post on his page about 6 days ago. Him talking before the case and him talking after the case, everything is coming back to haunt him. There's nothing in this about him getting more time. It will go into the 40s of years if any more time is added to this sentence. But the main thing was his lyrics getting convicted, and this interview's been resurfacing.
But me that's what I'm portraying into the music. Yeah. What I'm portraying to the outside world in everyday life is far from that. You get it? But my lyrics have to be accurate to me. So when I'm saying what I'm saying, I have to keep it as authentic as possible, so that the people that's listening can actually relate. People are not gonna want to listen to no liar. I don't know about next week.
Streets is listening to liars, bro.
They are, but they don't know, they're blind.
It's obvious in terms of the UK right now, the police are tracking everything on social media. They have an entire team dedicated to just watching videos online. If you're a rapper, you're a bigger target and you're going to talk more. You got to be careful in these interviews. You almost got to be media, if not media, actually a solicitor training you up what to say, because this will be used against you in future cases. And you might not be directly involved, but it will show intent of crime and gang relations.
Shed the light, like, you feel me? So it's like, come on, it's only right. So it's like, realistically, I'm looking at it like the lyrics have to be what I know. I'm not gonna talk about private jets. I ain't been on a private jet. You get it? I'm not gonna talk about this. I'm gonna talk about what I know. You get it? I know the streets. I know the roads. I'm there. Like, you get it? I'm gonna talk about something that people know. Yeah, he's telling the truth. He's really from there. You get it? He really does do that. You get it? It makes sense. A lot of men are rapping about stuff they don't know nothing about. Don't make sense to me.
This is literally like deja vu with the KO situation. A fellow member from his same set that released music, getting serious numbers, gets a massive 30+ year sentence. I believe it was 38 years or something very similar to what Billy Billions got. And then he started releasing music and they removed his YouTube channel, cancelled it, and was giving him backlash for speaking out after. There was articles about it. A rapper who's behind bars for an East London murder has boasted about how he's still getting richer in jail and he's able to record a track and post it online. They was getting this removed. The Ministry of Justice is investigating the recording and requesting for it to be removed. However, a spokesperson claims there is currently no evidence to suggest it was uploaded from jail. YouTube has now removed the track and gave KO a lifetime ban after the Sun has contacted the platform about this. So even the journalists want this removed in the mainstream outlets. However, the song remains on other platforms like Apple, Spotify. They don't want these guys to have any money. KO raps the dream is getting rich. It doesn't have to end in jail, and how he took his freedom, not my means of getting paid. He's also said in the song, I sleep at night knowing I'm getting richer. We already spoke about in that interview of Total Crime how the police now have whole teams dedicated to following this, breaking down what the lyrics mean so they can go to court with every single detail, like they're doing with KO and like they did with Billions. Yeah, are they actually tying together specific lyrics nowadays with offences as well? Are the police looking into these music videos from what you see in these court reports? There's even stuff that gets posted on social media with relevance to the case as well. They decide to go straight to the studio after committing a violent act, a shooting at a man at a kid's first birthday party.
Right now, I'm moving one time. You see? Boss head style. You see? Them black. No. When the laughing stops, somebody gets slapped and the laughing stops.
But yeah, with regards to the actual police force, what is their approach to the social media stuff, the music videos, everything that gets posted? Are they actually watching it and breaking it down?
Well, they have, or they certainly used to have. They've got a whole unit, a social media unit, which sort of covers, it sort of stays across, what's going on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Reddit. They will know exactly what is said when there is a murder, or what is said up in the run up to it, and what is said in the aftermath of it in social media. So they get a lot of intelligence that way. And then it's obviously if a song comes out soon after, or that sort of incident, and sort of bragging about it, but in sort of gang slang, which is sort of code.
Yeah.
Then they've got experts expert witnesses who will sort of go into court and say what he's talking about there. He's talking about that murder or that stabbing or whatever.
A sentence like 39 years is just a ridiculous amount of time to fathom. And in the recent track he released as well, he gave a shout out to Digger D and said basically he doesn't want to see him go back to jail. Stay on the right path and focus.
I hope Digger never gets locked up again, cause man are drilling and charting and changing the game.
If you want to hear the full trial, I've already made a half-an-hour video on this situation where he spoke about the misjustice. There was body cam footage in that video. It is a long one to get through, but there's some interesting details towards the end of it. You will see what he's talking about with the misjustice in this case, and I put across both sides. Let this be a lesson to everyone that's a rapper, even if you're not. 39 years, the sentences are getting worse. They want people that are involved in things like this. Even if you're a rapper just talking about it or potentially setting it up in their eyes, you can get a lengthy sentence.